Moving on, we have Vanessa Mdee. Now, this girl, I don't know if you guys grew up in the era of Vanessa Mdee music. I feel like I'm one of those people who will tell you, do you know Vanessa Mdee used to be a musician? And your child is like, no, no, she's Rotimi's wife. What are you talking about? And I'm like, listen, when this girl was at her peak, at the peak of her career, she was unstoppable. Some would even say the best vocal artist in East Africa because she was really killing it, and she's very talented. However, she kind of just dropped off the music scene and decided to focus more on her family. She did move to the States and is engaged to Rotimi. He's a Nigerian American actor and musician, and we have such a beautiful family together. However, now she's kind of giving us a hint of what transpired and what led to her taking a bit and just relaxing a bit from the public eye. She says about 4 years ago, she was really dependent on alcohol. She has been 4 years sober from alcohol, and she said it had gotten to some point where it starts off as casually drinking. I go to this event, there's cocktails, there's this, but then it becomes something you kind of depend on over time, and that is how it played out. And it got to a point where she couldn't go to bed without alcohol, and it really affected how everything was transpiring for her. She even mentions that after a very traumatic episode in her life, she just decided no more alcohol again. And we're so proud of her. And I'm actually proud of the fact that a few people are coming forward and even talking about how they're no longer taking, alcohol anymore. We had Rono Chebet, taking us through her journey dealing with alcoholism. She did have a relapse, unfortunately, I think it was a month ago, but she was very transparent and vulnerable about it, and she shared the whole journey. I'm so happy for her. We had Janet Mbogwa coming forward with her story and saying, listen, I have been sober for a hot minute, and we're not, trying to cast people who drink or partake in alcohol in a negative light. We're just saying there are people who are coming forward with these stories and saying how they've been sober for a hot minute, and it's just for the best, when it comes to their life and their performance, and we're happy for them. So you, the audience, especially as we're going into the festive season, we're already in the festive season. There's even a running joke of how you're going to be going out to buy milk and bread and end up in Nakuru because of alcohol. Yeah, it's fun and games. So when you think about it, that's kind of messed up. You left the house for a hot minute to go to buy eggs, and then you're coming back home 3 days later. That's not cool. That's kind of weird. But to each their own. My message to you is just to be intentional about what you're doing, especially during this festive season. Whether it's drinking and having fun, do it in moderation. Don't be that person who in January you're looking at your accounts like, wow, what was that? What was the reason for all of this? So yeah, it's that simple.
I think there's nothing wrong with consuming alcohol specifically. It is a recreational drug, which you are allowed to indulge every so often when you can. The problem is when it starts to become an abuse. There's use and then there's abuse. There's consumption and then there's now immersion. Like you cannot live without this thing. You're using it as a crutch, as a coping mechanism. You are overdoing it. You have no control over how much you're drinking, let alone when you're drinking. You are now constantly drinking. And it's starting to affect not just your life, but your lifestyle. You are hangover